Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you had a great week. Another busy week. So let's take a deep breath and let's go over some important ideas. What I will try not to do is create anxiety. So if that starts to happen, take another deep breath. There is no sure thing, but in most cases, the ideas that I want to touch on today, as we head into Q2 and the end of the year is coming up fast, are not those year-end things that now have that great big time clock going. So these are important though, and I do want to share them with you, and I hope you'll pay attention. I think I quoted one of you a few weeks ago as we reviewed my last Friday video with the comment, it talks a lot about all the things that you're already doing for us. So that's the definition of a successful relationship. We're reviewing some of the to-dos and some of the not to-dos, and we set everything up so that in a way that we need it to be set up. And we even revisit the plan on a regular basis to make adjustments for life changes. Add in the additional success I just received from that longtime client, the pending meeting with their new estate planning attorney to get together all the team members and discuss some ideas, plans, and action items. What I want to do today is just a short review of the list, and this is not a new list. This is a list that you've heard from me before. It's in our meetings for sure, and maybe on these videos. These are mostly items that I can only bring to you. I can't, in most cases, execute them for you. So just a quick review. I'm not giving you personal tax or legal advice. What I'm doing is adding some suggestions to the list that you already have from me or from the estate planning attorney and giving you some extra incentives to get them done. As we approach the end of the year, I'm going to supply you with this list. It is not a complete list and it's not a simple list. It's just a list that once you review it with me in our meetings, review it with your tax and legal team members, the list is full of actionable items, many that can be done pretty easily, but need to be handled by you. That last mile is yours. I can't do that for you. So let's jump in and let's run through some ideas. Let's start with a few key elements of a good estate plan. This is where that great estate planning attorney comes in. But let me give you some ideas so that we may be prepared once you get to them. There are 4 keys that I want to list today. First, it should empower someone to act on your behalf. This can be as simple as a successor trustee or even a power of attorney. What I want to suggest is that you work through the possible options. You are no longer, let's say you are no longer able to handle your own affairs, or your parent or spouse is not able to do that. Yes, a healthcare directive can possibly be used. This gets into the legal weeds, so please consult your lawyer. But also, I think we spoke last week about the security of our information and how hard it is sometimes to get our own information from parties that have it. Well, how about this? Please talk to your attorney when you draw up your plan that requires 1 or sometimes 2 doctors to sign off on the fact that you need assistance. This is something that sounds pretty normal, but with all the privacy laws and HIPAA laws, just make sure that if that time comes, you have a plan in place and it's clear on how to get what you'll need. Finally, on this, please put in writing any wishes that you have. Okay, now, if you think I'm only talking about the older clients here, I'm not. This is about all of us. What I really mean is that if this is for you, fine. Do your parents have this in place? Have you asked them? Have you discussed it with them? Do you know which attorney to call? What about which doctor? This is all about what I'll title rule number 1. Make sure you have someone empowered to work on your behalf. Next, and this may sound obvious, but make sure your assets go to the right people. This one is mostly more simple. I'm sure most of you can say it with me by now. Yes, beneficiaries. This is for the old and the young. The old, they often deal with the death of a partner, unfortunately. And when that happens, the beneficiaries need to be updated. This is also for those who have a change in marital status, for the good or for the bad. Finally, to end on the high note, and this, births should add to your beneficiaries, not to mention to your investment plan. Okay, we've done empower and send the money to the right place. Now, how about the right time? This is also a bit more complex, so be sure if you want to put some of the limits here, talk to the legal team. This comes in when your heirs are maybe too young, too old, disabled, or maybe just in some way not ready to deal with assets that come to them. This is not just the child who spends too much. It could be the child or heir that has special needs trusts. And if they get some assets the wrong way at the wrong time, it could put their government benefits at risk. So right time, make sure this is addressed also. And finally, secure. Yes, there's some that may need to be sure that don't get access to your estate. This, as we've mentioned, are the products of divorce, bankruptcy, personal or business, and of course there may be a tax efficient distribution method your accountant will advise, and this will keep the money from Uncle Sam in some cases, at least some of it. Okay, these are some of the ideas on some estate planning elements. Remember, these things, please, 1, your legal and tax team along with myself can help you with these ideas, but you will need to help us fill in the blanks and most importantly, sign off on the documents that are produced. And second, finally for today, you worked a lifetime to create a legacy for your loved ones, and careful planning is needed to ensure that your legacy goes to the right people at the right times and keeps it out of the wrong people's hands. So please reach out, pull your team together. See, you should not have too much anxiety from this, but please, let's keep moving on. I've seen it go sideways. Last week I spoke about the multiple successor trustees today and a bunch of other times. There's a lot to get right, but as long as you review often, we'll be fine. This is what your team does. For now, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Oh, and real quick, a note on the holidays. The holidays coming up, the Jewish holidays are on Thursday and Friday a lot this year. So the Friday videos may be coming out on Wednesday. So watch that. Enjoy. Have a great weekend.